Hello, welcome to Storytime Read Along with me.
Hi friends, today we are reading Peppa Pig, George's New Dinosaur. And Peppa Pig, George's Balloon. Peppa Pig, George's New Dinosaur. George's favourite toy is Mr. Dinosaur. When Mr. Dinosaur breaks, George gets a brand new toy. Dino Roar! Walks, talks and even sings. But can he replace George's old toy? George's New Dinosaur. George's favourite toy is Mr. Dinosaur. George likes bouncing Mr. Dinosaur in the garden, playing with him at bath time, and he loves going to sleep with Mr. Dinosaur beside him. At bedtime, Peppa says, "George, I think Mr. Dinosaur is broken." George is very upset. Mummy and Daddy Pig come in to see why George is crying. "Wah!" cries George. "Poor George," says Daddy Pig. "Maybe it's time you got a new dinosaur." The next day, Peppa, George, Mummy and Daddy Pig visit Mr. Fox's shop. "I'm sure we'll find a lovely dinosaur here, George," says Mummy Pig. "Look, George," says Daddy Pig, pointing to the shop window. "There's a big one." "Oh, dinosaur," says George. "Good morning," beams Mr. Fox. "Can I help you?" "We'd like to buy the dinosaur in the window, please," says Daddy Pig. "Good choice," says Mr. Fox. "This is Dino Roar. He walks, he talks, and he sings." "Wow," says everyone. "Dino Roar," says George excitedly. "We'll take it," says Daddy Pig. George is playing with Dino Roar in the garden. Dino Roar sings, "Dino Roar, Dino Roar. Listen to Dino Roar roar." "Careful, George," says Daddy Pig. "Don't play too roughly because Dino Roar will get broken." George wants to play with Dino Roar in the bath. Splash, splash, splash. "Dino Roar," says George. But Mummy Pig says, "George, if you get Dino Roar wet, he'll stop working." Peppa and George are asleep in bed, but suddenly Dino Roar comes to life. "Roar, Dino Roar, Dino Roar." "George," says Peppa, "Dino Roar has woken me up." "Maybe Dino Roar should sleep somewhere else," says Daddy Pig, taking Dino Roar away. George is feeling sad. He cannot play with Dino Roar in the garden or the bath or even in bed. "Never mind, George," says Mummy Pig brightly. "Dino Roar can still roar." Dino Roar, listen to Dino Roar. Dino Roar stops walking and talking completely. "I think the batteries must have run out," says Mummy Pig. "Already? How many are there?" grumbles Daddy Pig, as batteries pour out of Dino Roar. "Hundreds and thousands," cries Peppa as she picks them up. Peppa spots something under a bush. "What's this?" says Peppa. "Is it a trumpet?" "You found Mr. Dinosaur's tail," says Mummy Pig. "Now Daddy Pig can mend him." "He might be a bit difficult to mend," says Daddy Pig doubtfully. But the tail slips perfectly into place. Daddy Pig has mended Mr. Dinosaur. "Ho, ho, ho," chuckles Daddy Pig. "Hello, Mr. Dinosaur," says Peppa. "Grrr," replies George. "Hee, hee, hee," everybody laughs. The dinosaur is George's favourite toy in the whole world. Dinosaur! Peppa Pig, George's balloon. George loves dinosaurs, but when Grandpa Pig buys George a dinosaur balloon, George keeps letting it go. Who can rescue the balloon when it starts to float all the way to the moon? George's balloon. Peppa and George are driving home with Granny and Grandpa Pig when they see Miss Rabbit's ice cream stall. "Let's stop for an ice cream," says Granny Pig. "Why not?" says Grandpa Pig. "I think we deserve it." Snort. Peppa, Granny and Grandpa Pig choose their ice cream. George is next. "Dinosaur roar," says George. "I think George wants a dinosaur balloon," says Miss Rabbit. "All right, how much is it?" Grandpa Pig says. £10, please," says Miss Rabbit. Grandpa Pig thinks the balloon is a bit expensive, but he buys it for George. "Hold on tight to it," Miss Rabbit says. But George lets go and the balloon starts to float away. Grandpa Pig quickly grabs the string. "This is very valuable, George." "I'll hold it on the way home," says Grandpa Pig. Outside Granny and Grandpa Pig's house, George plays with his balloon. "George," says Peppa, "this is an up balloon, and if you let it go again, it will go up to the moon." "Moon!" cries George, and he lets the balloon go. The balloon goes up and up, but Grandpa Pig catches it just in time. Peppa and George have gone indoors to keep the balloon safe. "Hello, Polly," says Peppa. "George has got a new balloon." "Squawk! Squawk!" cries Polly. "Balloon!" Both Polly and George love the balloon. "Oh no!" George cries, letting go of the balloon. The balloon floats all the way out the door, up the stairs and into the attic. "Don't worry, it's safe in here," says Peppa. "Don't worry," says Granny Pig as they follow the balloon up the ladder. "The only way out of the attic is the window, and the window is always shut." But the window is not shut. The balloon escapes outside. "Your balloon is going to the moon, George," says Peppa. "Wah!" cries George. Just then, Daddy Pig arrives to take them home. "Oh dear," says Daddy Pig. "Squawk, balloon!" "There must be some way we can get the balloon back," cries Granny Pig. "Squawk, balloon!" says Polly Parrot. Polly flies high up into the sky and catches the balloon string in her beak. "Polly to the rescue!" cries Grandpa Pig. "Polly Parrot has saved the day! Hooray!" George cheers. "Who's a clever Polly?" says Granny Pig. "Who's a clever Polly?" repeats Polly Parrot. "George, don't let go of your balloon again," says Peppa. "Daddy Pig has an idea. I'll tie the balloon to your wrist, George," he says. "That will stop it floating away." George is very happy. He loves his balloon. Everyone loves George's balloon. Snort, snort, snort. Squawk, balloon, squawk. Peppa Pig, what book shall we read next? Join me next time for Peppa Pig, Cold Winter Day. and Peppa Pig, Grumpy Rabbit in space. Yay! See you next time.